this is Hamid. You're watching Milwaukie Makers. I'm out here near the river with the puppy dog. I've just been dunking the camera in the shallow waters and hope the microphones have drained out already and you can hear me okay. Sometimes we've got to give the camera a little bit of a shake afterwards after plopping it in the water, but we got some cool slow motion footage today. Because every time I come out here into nature, it's different. And that's one of the things that is part of my self-care. In the healthcare industry, we're starting to move towards a model of biopsychosocial pain management. We're in an opioid crisis for a reason, so there's other things that we can do, like we can do yoga, we can do stretching, we can do dance and creative movement, we can do acupuncture, we can do Pilates, we can do physical therapy, we can do massage therapy and body work. There's all kinds of aspects to a biopsychosocial model of healthcare. I mean, so the biological element. We are biological critters with anatomy and physiology and life in us. Psycho, so our emotional health, our emotional well-being is crucially important to our pain and stress management. And our social interactions, our community, our friendships, our work relationships, and our partnerships with significant others, and our partnerships with ourselves, the social aspects of life. So biopsychosocial, it all contributes to managing pain, managing stress, managing well-being. So all of these things are wonderful, and we can't do them all at once. But we can fit time into our days and into our life to work these things in. One of the reasons I have a dog, he's splashing around in the water here, is to having a dog gets me outdoors, and I get showered with unconditional love from a loving, cuddly pooch. There's Sophie. Sophie, you want to say hi? Hi. That's a dog. But also the way I move my body in the world has been wonderfully important. For so many years, I was really bound up in my body post-cancer from a really young age, from the age of 18 when I had chemotherapy. That just really changed my body and my health in so many significant ways. It used to be I could only walk about 3-4 blocks before my calves would start burning, and it took a lot of years to find resiliency in my body, decades really, and I'm still working on that. And now I have better health than I had in high school, but it's because I have been actively working on my self-care. So the ways I get around my world, I've made some choices. Love walking. Walking every day. Walk at least twice a day with the dog. And often get down here to some beautiful nature areas. But in April, I got myself an electric folding bike. And I've been taking that to work. 7.5 miles one way. It's a nice 15-mile round trip through the day. And I can do that in one charge, but I usually charge up at work, just so I have plenty of juice if I want to have some excursion on the way home. And most recently, at the end of 2019, I traded in my aging Subaru Outback, and I got a more economical vehicle, a Fiat 500. It's a 2012, so it was inexpensive with my meager down payment and the trade-in of the Subaru. My payments are still really, really low for 3 years, and I'm psyched about that. And it's cool. It's a little Italian, sporty looking thing, and I just freaking love it. Love a small car. So like with the bike, the folding electric bike, you can go up and down the hills, nary make up a sweat. I like using the lower levels of pedal assist because I like to feel my heart beat. You can also take it on the train. I can take it on the light rail if I need to. And I can fold it up and stick it in the boot of a lift car if I need a lift on the way home for whatever reason. Like that time that I blew out my rear tire, and it was just cool to call a lift, and I feel very blessed that I have the means to do these things, but I've tried to do them very economically and waiting for best bang for the buck. That's one thing. Like, you know, the ground is slippy sometimes, and I think that's good. And the ground is uneven sometimes, and I think that's really good to get oneself away from the flat sidewalks that don't really vary, but get yourself on rugged terrain, uneven terrain. You know, you don't have to go to Appalachia to get your hips moving, but moving your body in creative ways differently every day. I think that's one of the keys to my own pain management, because, like I said, I was a freakishly rare cancer survivor at the age of 18, and golly, back then they didn't have cancer survivorship programs, and you know, like, they sent in a priest. It felt like he was reading me my last rites to an 18-year-old punk kid. So there are other things that we can do to manage our pain and to manage our stress, and so crucial things are to move one's body in creative ways, eat really good wholesome food. I try and eat organic as often as possible, and I try to eat local as often as possible, because I don't need all the extra chemicals of these pesticide companies that don't actually really care about human beings, and they care more about profit. I'd rather go to the Milwaukie Farmers Market, which starts up May to October, starting up in a couple months. I'd rather go to the farmers market and meet the folks who grow my food. That feels way better to me. And that goes right back into this biopsychosocial model of pain management, is you know, getting to know your neighbors. Like, this is what Mr. Rogers taught us, right? This is what Sesame Street taught us. You know, go meet your neighbors, go talk with folks, go have genuine conversations, and connect with people, because it's just good for health in so many ways. And I really feel like all of these aspects of healthcare really have to merge. We have to make a bridge between physical health and mental health and emotional health and spiritual health. And I find, for me, that bridge is getting into nature and moving my body and getting enough rest and hanging out with friends and going out to stand-up comedy and laughing and going to the theater and feeling and getting involved in my community. I'm so honored to be the vice chair of the Milwaukie Arts Committee, and we just had our strategic planning meeting at City Hall, and that was just such a great, inspiring gaggle of folks. Oh, look, there's ducks, and there's all this like foamy, weird stuff in the water. It sometimes happens after a big downpour. Sophie, you're stuck in the weeds. Sophie's stuck in the weeds. So the water is way high right now at the Willamette, and so we can't really get out to the island. Oh, what is this? This is some strange uprooted sea vegetable. My goodness, what the heck is this? Ah! Creatures from the deep! Anyways, I hope you're moving your body, and I hope you are finding ways to creatively express yourself in this world, and I hope you are getting a good night's rest, and I hope you are inspired by the work you do in this world. It all makes a difference. Oh. It really does all make a difference. So, you've been seeing me do a lot of vlogs on the electric bike, and more recently with the Fiat 500, and a lot of music, and not a whole lot of me just talking. And let me know if you want to hear more. It's been a humbling experience being a licensed massage therapist and myofascial bodyworker for many, many years. I've been licensed since 2002 and started school in 1999. And working with so many folks throughout the years, it's absolutely stunning to me. The amount of human suffering, and the amount of hope, and the amount of folks who are wanting to educate themselves about themselves, because in this culture we don't have a high degree of our own physical education. Yes, maybe we've done push-ups in a PE class and played a little dodgeball, but it's time we started all learning more about ourselves, and about our step, and about our breath, and about our connection to one another and this wonderful earth. Why do we explore this biopsychosocial model of pain and stress management? Because it encompasses so many aspects of the experience of being alive and a human being here on this earth. We're biologic structures. We are born and we die, and there's a lot of interesting story between those two states. We're social critters. We need our social interactions. And this past weekend I was doing photography for the Portland Winter Light Festival. It was the 5th annual Portland Winter Light Festival, and what a hoot it was seeing all this light-based wonder in our community, and just so many people gathering and having a merry old time. Really, folks' hearts opened up, and we were all in community together, marveling at all of this creativity that is here in the Pacific Northwest. So biopsychosocial, these psychological effects of getting out into community, of moving our bodies in different ways, of looking at the world in different ways, of opening up our eyes and our hearts and our curiosity, that's really, really key. How we move about in this world, and our thoughts and intentions, and our openness in this world. Can we move through it with loving courage? And that's certainly been keys to my own pain management and my self-care through the years, and I've really had to learn on my own. So I'm trying to pass this along to you. Some of you folks might know, but some of you might not. I'm a freakishly rare lymphoma survivor, and there's leukemia that goes back a little earlier into my family history too, with some interesting things happening in cancer. But cancer survivorship has been just a part of my life. There's been 9 documented cases before mine, and I was the first one of those folks to live past 72 months, past 6 years. And I feel pretty blessed that I am here alive on this earth, because it was 1991 that I had my adventure with lymphoma. So moving my body has become essential. What I eat, what I consume and take into my body, what I cook for myself, has become essential. The rest that I get has become essential, and my friendships and my social interactions has become essential. It's all essential part of this whole encompassing biopsychosocial model of pain management. And it doesn't involve pills. It involves some breathing. It involves some stomping my feet on the soft earth. And it involves enjoying a really beautiful day when the sun comes out here in Milwaukie. It enjoys time spent with my dog, and it means a lot of things. What does a biopsychosocial model of pain and stress management look like in your life? Why don't you comment? Let me know. Let me know how it's going. Yeah, because it takes every single day of being willing to rise up and breathe and stretch and wiggle, move your body, put some good food in you, get out into the outdoors, listen to birds and the wind, and heck, even traffic in the distance can start sounding like the ocean waves. It really is a beautiful thing to be alive, and I hope you are doing really well. This is Hamid. Stay creative. I'm out.